Not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love. Peace begins with a smile. Spread love everywhere you go. Let no one ever come to you without leaving happier. If you judge people, you have no time to love them. Love is a fruit in season at all times, and within reach of every hand. We need to find God, and He cannot be found in noise and restlessness. God is the friend of silence. See how nature, trees, flowers, grass grows in silence. See the stars, the moon, and the sun, how they move in silence. Let us always meet each other with a smile, for the smile is the beginning of love. The greatest disease in the West today is not TB or leprosy. It is being unwanted, unloved, and uncared for. We think sometimes that poverty is only being hungry, naked, and homeless. The poverty of being unwanted, unloved, and uncared for is the greatest poverty. If you can't feed 100 people, then feed just one. Do not wait for leaders, do it alone, person to person. Love is not patronizing, and charity isn't about pity. It is about love. Charity and love are the same. With charity you give love. So don't just give money, but reach out your hand instead. I have found the paradox that if you love until it hurts, there can be no more hurt, only more love. I can do things you cannot, you can do things I cannot. Together we can do great things. If you want a love message to be heard, it has got to be sent out. To keep a lamp burning, we have to keep putting oil in it. Joy is a net of love by which you can catch souls. The success of love is in the loving. It is not in the result of loving. Kind words can be short and easy to speak, but their echoes are truly endless. The hunger for love is much more difficult to remove than the hunger for bread. Every time you smile at someone, it is an action of love, a gift to that person, a beautiful thing. I am a little pencil in the hand of a writing god, who is sending a love letter to the world. Many people mistake our work for our vocation. Our vocation is the love of Jesus. God doesn't require us to succeed. He only requires that you try. The good you do today may be forgotten tomorrow. Do good anyway. I see God in every human being. When I wash the leper's wounds, I feel I am nursing the Lord Himself. Is it not a beautiful experience? God has not called me to be successful. He has called me to be faithful. There is always the danger that we may just do the work for the sake of the work. This is where the respect and the love and the devotion come in, that we do it to God, to Christ. And that's why we try to do it as beautifully as possible. Love is a fruit in season at all times, and within reach of every hand. I want you to be concerned about your next door neighbor. Do you know your next door neighbor? The most terrible poverty is loneliness, and the feeling of being unloved. Loneliness and the feeling of being unwanted is the most terrible poverty. I have the feeling that we are in the time of testing. Testing not only our religion, but also our humanity. Intense love does not measure, it just gives. Do not think that love, in order to be genuine, has to be extraordinary. What we need is to love without getting tired. Let us touch the dying, the poor, the lonely and the unwanted according to the graces we have received, and let us not be ashamed or slow to do the humble work. What can you do to promote world peace? Go home and love your family. Even the rich are hungry for love, for being cared for being wanted, for having someone to call their own. Our life of poverty is as necessary as the work itself. Only in heaven will we see how much we owe to the poor, for helping us to love God better because of them. The greatest destroyer of peace is abortion. Because if a mother can kill her own child, what is left for me to kill you and you to kill me? There is nothing between. Do not wait for leaders, do it alone, person to person. The problem with the world is that we draw our family circle too small. The biggest disease today is not leprosy or tuberculosis, but the feeling of being unwanted. The miracle is not that we do this work, but that we are happy to do it. Not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love. Do not think that love, in order to be genuine, has to be extraordinary. What we need is to love without getting tired. We know only too well that what we are doing is nothing more than a drop in the ocean, but if the drop were not there, the ocean would be missing something. Being unwanted, unloved, uncared for, forgotten by everybody. I think that is a much greater hunger, a much greater poverty than the person who has nothing to eat. There should be less talk. A preaching point is not a meeting point. What do you do then? Take a broom and clean someone's house. That says enough. Even the rich are hungry for love, for being cared for being wanted, for having someone to call their own. The person who gives with a smile is the best giver, because God loves a cheerful giver. I would rather make mistakes in kindness and compassion than work miracles in unkindness and hardness. We cannot all do great things, but we can do small things with great love. If you are humble, nothing will touch you, neither praise nor disgrace, because you know what you are. Let no one ever come to you without leaving better and happier. Be the living expression of God's kindness, kindness in your face, kindness in your eyes, kindness in your smile,